So, for those of you who don't know me yet, I'm Dr. Debbie Meitz. I am the Tantra doctor. I am a medical doctor who have practiced family medicine and focused a lot on alternative medicine and women's health when I was practicing medicine in an office setting. And now I'm helping women to reclaim their sacred sexual vitality, to reclaim pleasure, and to actually experience pleasure as a path for healing, to awaken all of the amazing parts of who we are, to open our creativity, open our passion, open our ability to love, to connect to other people, and of course, to be able to experience ecstasy and exquisite pleasure. Our bodies and our brains are designed for pleasure. So I like to combine some Qigong and some sacred sexual energy practices, as well as some other forms of Tantra and Neo-Tantra that basically help us as women to reconnect to that sacred jade fountain, that fountain of youth that lives inside of us. There's a lot of places that we can be with our sexual energy. And we know that through the process of life, so many things happen. There's so many changes, so many shifts that we experience. And what I want you to know is that the potential for change, the potential for connection and for communion with your inner lover is still very possible for you. And it doesn't matter what your age is, what your background is, this is all part of what is available. So it reminds me about a client of mine. Her name is Mary. And Mary was a very spiritual woman. She had been meditating for many, many, many years and was very devoted on a spiritual level. She was really thriving from a spiritual perspective. But she was completely disconnected from her sexual energy. She did not experience any sexual pleasure. She didn't experience much in the way of sexual arousal, and really felt that this was a part of her that was not really available to her. So, and she did not see the connection between spirituality and sexuality, which is true for many of us, if not most of us. So Mary decided to study with me for 6 months. And what she did was she was able to cleanse the toxic energy that was around her, the toxic energy that she had experienced in her life. She was someone who had experienced sexual trauma at one point in her life. And that is also true for many women, if not most women. I think most of us have been traumatized in one way or another, and we've been cut off from the magic and the miracle of our own sexual energy, of this vibrant, breathing, life force energy that runs through our bodies, that we are intended to experience fully. So after working with me for about 6 months, she cleansed out a lot of the toxic energy that was living inside of her, living in her organs. And in the Taoist 5-element theory, we find that the elements are associated with emotions, imbalanced emotions and feelings, as well as with the organs of the body. Of course, so she was able to transform this toxic energy into a vibrant, loving, positive, healthy energy. And now she's very, very open to her sexuality. She's really in touch with the exquisite pleasure that lives inside of her own body. She's been able to let go of shame, to let go of guilt, to let go of grief and loss that she's experienced around this, to let go of anger and fear, which a lot of us feel around our sexuality. So now Mary is having a lot of exquisite pleasure in her life. She's extremely orgasmic, and she has experienced a dramatic change in her marriage, as well as her family, in her artistic expression, in her work as an artist, as well as in her spiritual practice. So I want to let you know that you can have what you desire. You can have what you want. It's just that for most of us, we were not taught how to have an inner lover, let alone an inner lover that thrives and is full of life, full of joy, passion, and aliveness. So I invite you to enjoy all the practices and all the things that we're going to be talking about